Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. Today, in honor of Juneteenth, we want to celebrate diversity in the form of Bruno Mars and Anderson Paak. And together, these two guys form the duo Silk Sonic. They released a single in March that has just been slaying. So I'm going to listen to it for the first time right now. It's called Leave the Door Open. Bruno Mars in particular has had my ears and my heart, honestly, for years. He's got great emotion in his singing. He's got range, versatility, a lot of agility in the voice. He's got good tone. It's just really, his voice is stunning and his delivery is great. His Super Bowl performance in 2014 was fantastic. So it is always a pleasure to listen to him, and I'm excited to bring him on the channel. Oh, and did I mention that he's won 11 Grammys? Yeah, he's fantastic. I'm a little bit less familiar with Anderson Paak. He's an American rapper, singer, and also drummer. So I'm curious if we'll get both of those in this video. Don't know yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. So let's get to it.
What you doing? Where you at? Oh, you got plans. Don't say that. Shut your trap. I'm sipping wine in a robe. I look too good to be alone. My house clean, my pool warm. Just shake smooth like a newborn. We should be dancing, romancing in the east wing and the west wing of this mansion. What's happening? I ain't playing no games.
Oh, sorry, Bruno. We gotta pause and talk about this right away. I love the vibe. The vibe for me is like just extraordinary. It's like feels like 70s soul, maybe a little bit of R&B mixed in there, and it's, I mean, even the guys, they're dancing. They seem so happy. This is cool video direction. Wow. Even like their outfits and everything, you can really see that they're going for that 70s soul vibe, I think. Let's go back here. So I think that this is Anderson playing and singing at the beginning.
Say baby, what you doing?
It's interesting to see all of these guys also mouthing "Say Baby." It doesn't look like they're all mic'd. I don't know who the other gentlemen here are, but yeah, definitely Anderson Paak in the middle. Really cool that he's formed this duo with Bruno. I'm excited to see what else they do for sure. But I want to talk about his tone for a little bit. It's like so smooth. It's like sneaky smooth. He has a lot of, he's riding the air a lot. You hear almost like a nice, it's like, to me, it sounds like almost like a hamster with air flowing around, and it's just like running in that air. It's like, it's always flowing. It's always spinning. Or you could even envision like a fountain going out the top of the head. He always has this airiness in his voice, and that's part of what makes it sound like so almost sly, like, hey, baby, right? I like it. I like it.
Say baby,
They're all doing that actually at
what
this
you
point.
doing? Where you at? Oh, you got plans. Don't say that. Shut your trap. I'm sipping wine in a robe. I look too good to be alone.
I love the smile.
My pool warm.
Okay, so all the times when he's doing this, like, it's got that sign thing, this breath thing that I'm talking about. He's like really flooding that vocal tract with a little bit of extra air, and it gives that smooth sound. I love that we can also hear the smile in his tone. You can hear it in a person's voice when they smile. It's just incredible. Like, it's not just muscles in here, but it's muscles back in your vocal tract that will shape it. And it's wonderful. I love that you can hear a person smile when they're singing. It's beautiful. Okay, I will go back here and let him sing without interruption a little bit.
Don't say that. Shut your trap. I'm sipping wine in a robe. I look too good to be alone. My house clean, my pool warm. Just shake smooth like a new So if you're trying to lay in these arms, I'ma leave the door open.
I loved the delivery of that line. Wow. Wow. It sounded like maybe he flipped to a falsetto at the top, but it might have just been a head voice there. Let's go back to that. That was great. Wow.
Tell me that you're coming through. You're so sweet, so sweet.
I love his that's a great look. Let's talk a little bit about Bruno's execution here. Just so fantastic. So I'm going to be using terms that are more classical. Sometimes when you go to pop or sometimes musical theater, we'll talk about slightly different vocal registers. They're just names that basically describe what voice muscles are happening at which time. And so it was interesting to hear how well he weaves in head voice and falsetto. So I think that when he went to falsetto or to open, it sounded like he flipped a little bit to falsetto and then just flawlessly went back into head voice. Some people will call that mixed voice, by the way. And it was fantastic to hear the way he can bring in a ton of power and then edge back off of it. I love that. He really truly has the ability to almost, it's like he's narrowing the vocal tract is what it sounds like. So he's narrowing the sound to give a ton of focus to it so that it doesn't take up tons of weight, but still delivers tons of power. He even got like a little growl in there at one point. It's fantastic. Let's go back a little bit. Here. Right there. That's where you got the power and that growl in there. I love it. One more time. Give it back to you. There's a really interesting sound in there. I heard it in the beginning as well. It almost sounds like a string being stretched or like taking your nail over a guitar string slowly. But at the same time, sometimes it sounds a little bit like a rain stick. I can't figure out what it is. Right there. I am not sure what that is. If you know what that is, definitely put that in the comments. I'm super curious. One more time. There it goes. Cool. You're so sweet, so sweet, so tight, so tight. I won't bite unless you like. If you smoke, I got the haze. And if you're hungry, girl, I got fillets. This is my kind of guy. I'm sorry. He's got fillets if I'm hungry, just like ready to go. Pool's warm. Wow. This is very enticing, I have to say. Yeah. Get the girls with those cooking skills. That's a good advice. Okay. I like this. I won't bite unless you like. If you smoke, what you smoke? I got the haze. And if you're hungry, girl, I got fillets. Oh, baby, don't keep me waiting. There's so much love we could be making. I'm talking kissing, cuddling, rose petals in the bathtub. Girl, it's jumping, it's bubbling. I mean, they make a very strong case. This is very impressive. The lyrics are so sweet. I like the way that they're casual. It really fits the style. It's one of the things that I see sometimes when opera singers try to shift to a different style. They end up over enunciating everything. And I've done this. I know I'm in that pool of people too, coming from the opera background. So instead of saying cuddling, where there's an NG at the end, it's cuddling, right? And I like that. It sounds so much more casual. That's really appropriate for the song too, right? This is a bunch of guys being like, we're casual. We'll show you a good time. Like, the door's open. Just, come on over. No pressure. I like that approach a lot. I also just love the groove of his enunciation. It's right on. He's super crisp with it, super intentional with it, and he doesn't overdo the consonants to find that. He will pick certain consonants to lean a little bit more into to find that groove, but he doesn't give those extra ones. He doesn't need to do shadow vowels or something like that. He just lets it have that casual feeling while being super crisp. Back one more time. Listen to beautiful groovy enunciation.
Ooh, baby, don't keep me waiting. There's so
Love the
much
girls
love
there.
we could be making. I'm talking kissing, cuddling, rose petals in the bathtub. Girl, it's jumping, it's bubbling. I ain't playing no games. Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you're trying to lay in these arms,
Wow.
I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open.
I feel like you could sing that line on repeat like 1,000 times and I would not get bored by it. It's so beautifully executed. He even did a little slide at the end of it this time. Listen to that. Oh, gosh.
If you're trying to lay in these arms, I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open, girl. I'ma leave the door open. Let you feel the
It was like, we knew that line was so good. We need to go a little higher this time because we'll make it a little bit better. What do you do when you get a line that's so fantastic? Well, you have to up it the next time, right? I also want to say that is such a fantastic transition into the chorus. It really catches the ear. I like the way that they drop out the instruments there because they know that line is so hooky. It's so good. It's sticky. That's really good. One more time. There?
if you're trying to lay in these arms, I'ma leave the door open.
Great writing.
I'ma leave the door open, girl. I'ma leave the door open. Let you feel the way I feel, and you want me like I want you tonight, baby.
Wow.
Tell me that you're coming through.
I want to point out, he also continuously has a smile in his sound. It's really, really beautiful. And he will modify his vowels for some of those top notes. I won't go back to it again, but you should really watch this whole video all the way through. Link will be in the description. And listen for where those top vowels modify. Let's go back just a teensy bit. Ooh. Got a little 4 on the floor beat going there. I like the shift here in the texture. It feels like it's developing into something new and it needed, the bridge is meant to help take you somewhere new. So that's exactly right. Interesting that it's just singing la 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 at this point, right? That's like open to interpretation. So to one up it this time, he said, I'm just going to belt the whole thing. I'm going to full power, full drive ahead, going to belt that. I love it. It feels so expansive there. Shout out also, it is hard to play an instrument and sing at the same time. And I just imagine that playing drums would be one of the most difficult things. I know Phil Collins does that And there are some other singers that do that too, but I mean, when I play the piano and sing at the same time, like I'm only worrying about my hands, maybe a pedal that's connected, to the piano. It's not, that is very instinctual for the pedaling. It's mostly just thinking about hands and singing. Uh, there's so many different things happening on a drum kit. And on top of that, it's very bouncy and has a lot of impact. So I imagine it would be difficult to keep that super smooth tone. It's really cool. I find that to be one of the most impressive multitasking things that a singer can do. Let's go back a little. There was that weird sound again. I don't know what it is, but I really like it. I really, really like it. Love the backing chorus. It has that old vibe where you had a lot more backing singers singing kind of like softer tones together. I love the harmonies that they've got going on as well. It's super, super, super lovely. And Bruno just makes me feel like he's honest. You can hear a voice that is pleading and desperate. I love the way he adds a little bit of grit in sometimes at the top when it's like really passionate. It's beautiful. He's got great control of that. And I love the longevity already of his career. You know that he is doing things vocally correct because you do not hear any wearing or tear in the vocal folds. Let's back a little bit, transition. Tell me that you're coming through. Some of those guys have a great falsetto too. This is such a feel-good song. I love it. I love it. Also, one of my favorite parts so far was the woo 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 woo. Like, what a fun scatting syllable choice right there. Okay, it's fading out. I know it's about to like fade out, but I need to pause it first and talk a little bit about this progression of the ladies. This is amazing video direction. Of course, the vibe, you even have like some sort of disco lamp, I think, going on in here. I love the way the ladies came up and they're like, yeah, tell me. And then you added some more and then they're dancing and they're rocking out a little bit more each time it turns back to them. That was lovely, lovely. And then as it's continued, it feels like the guys are even more confident and inspired. They're like, oh yeah, we got the girls. And it feels like such a genuine interaction. Loving it. Okay, let's go back just a little more. We'll finish out the song. Awesome. That's right. So much fun. I still feel like giddy and like spontaneous laughter is going to combust. I love the interactions between everybody there. It was just delightful. It feels contagious, right? And it's such a beautiful thing to be able to impart that kind of happiness in music. I like the voices together a lot. So Silk Sonic, this duo, Anderson Paak, I enjoyed the way he invited so much airiness into the sound and smoothness. The way he was sighing, like sigh singing, if you will, it was brilliant. It was great. I loved that. And I loved the way he had the groovy diction as well. I think that it's a great compliment. His voice overall is a great compliment to Bruno's. It sits just a tiny bit lower than Bruno's. He's not a much lower voice type, but it sounded like there's a nice happy spot just a little bit below Bruno's voice that really works in tandem. And I love the way that Bruno is able to add that grit, that heart in a little bit more, or take it away and just be totally clean and floaty. His negotiation of that break, the register shift from head voice to falsetto, is incredible. It's very difficult to cover up that register shift or bridge the break, if you will. And he doesn't just negotiate it well, he actually uses it to create these wonderful moments where you go up to open and it just floats and feels like shivers. So it's fantastic. I hope that they do a lot more together. And if you guys want to recommend other songs by them or by anybody else, put that down in the comments of this video. We track that and we do videos that are the most requested by you. So definitely write your favorite artist down there below. And if you want to come and join me sometime on a Monday, Tuesday, or a Friday, I'm here at 8 a.m. every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, Arizona time. And that's when we have our live premieres and we do live chats, and there are 0 commercials. Woohoo! You can also find me on Patreon, and you can find me to take lessons on music or voice at thecharismaticvoice.com. Thank you.